Welcome to the W7W Podcast.
I'm Hunter.
And I'm Amy, and this is a show about our local yarn shop here in Fort Worth, Texas, called W7W.
All right, so let's see. We've got big things to talk about this week, but let's start off with classes.
Okay, we still have a couple of spots left in a couple of classes. The first one is spinning art yarn with Mel.
That's right. I think there's only one space left in that, so if you want to join, then jump on it.
That's Saturday the 29th from 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then our other final class for June is sock snake, heels and toes. Yarns included. That is Sunday the 30th from 1 to 3.
And that's basically where we provide you a sock snake, such
like
as this one.
A machine knit sock, just a long tube.
Mm-hmm. And basically you're going to turn this into socks by adding afterthought heel, toe, and cuff.
Actually, I think I have like a tiny little shorty one in my bag, because you haven't started yours yet.
I have not. I just got the yarn wound the other day, but I mean...
So here's a little shorty one, a little tiny one, and what you do is unravel the orange, pick up all those stitches, put in a toe. Midway through, you do an afterthought heel, and then I'm going to pick out this orange and do a little white rolled cuff, and then I'll do the same to this one. And I actually have enough, I believe I have enough that I can make these match exactly. What I'll end up doing is taking out more than just the orange. I'll take out all the way up to the red, and then they will be exactly the same. Fun.
Nice.
So with this amount, I think he can make like maybe 2 pairs of socks because this is huge.
Why would I make 2 pairs of socks when I can make knee socks, baby?
Okay, you can't make knee socks.
No?
Well, your calf, I think, would stretch too big. You might want increases.
It is a pretty big calf.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you could just make a scarf.
There you go.
But that's not the class. The class is socks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If there's enough demand, though, we could adjust. No.
It's
No.
done, though. There's no class. It's done.
Get some fringe on there, right?
You don't need a class for that. All right. Also, so, do we have any new things from the shop?
We do have some new things in the shop, and just one thing to really discuss this week. Put that
We're
away.
back off camera. You can't see us. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we got in some new yarn from Universal Yarn. We brought in their Fibra Natura, and it's Cotton True Sport. It's a sport weight cotton. It is
Look at this
197 yards, 50 grams.
This is a cute little kid T-shirt. They're marketing it as a kids collection. So you get this free T-shirt pattern with purchase. We also have a cardigan pattern and a cute vest tunic pattern. So, but it's like a nice lightish weight cotton tee for the summer. It's really cute.
And while normally I only grab like a few colors to talk about or show y'all, since this is the only thing we're talking about this week, these are all the colors.
Are those all the colors?
I think so,
there
yeah.
might be more we could even order, but those are a lot to make you cute stripy little tees.
We have some options.
Yeah. It feels nice. It would make a nice lightweight summer scarf.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Too. Yeah. You know, you can use yarn for a lot of different things.
Turns out.
Mm-hmm. So before we get to our works in progress, and I know you're not going to believe this, somebody actually has a finished object this time. Let's talk about what we did this past week.
Yes, so this past week, some of y'all might have heard or seen on social media that we headed up to TNNA up in Cleveland, Ohio. The National Needle Arts Association has their annual summer get-together.
Summer market. Mm-hmm. It's trade industry only, so the general public is not allowed in. I don't know. But it's for retailers and wholesalers to get together, and they show us what's new. We buy some things. Everybody has a good time. There's a fashion show.
Yep. I made it through that fashion show.
The first time we went a couple of years ago, he fell asleep.
Amy made a point of getting us seats like right up in center this time.
Front row center.
Right front
so
center.
like
yeah.
when the models come down the catwalk, they look at Hunter and then turn around. Like
they're practically saying, "I dare you to fall asleep." So yeah, made it through.
It was good. We saw some fun things on that. They were really interesting.
Interesting's a good word for it.
Some crazy things. So, and then we went to the market, and I'll show you some of the things that we got. There's actually, before the market opens on Friday morning, right after the fashion show, there's what they call a sample it, where it's only like 2 hours, like from 7:30 to 9:30, but the vendors who would like to, they have just one table, like a 3x7 table, a 3x8 table, and they sell one or maybe two items, and most of them do like a package,
like a kit or something.
A kit or a package. And so I got a few of those. Some of those will be door prizes. Some of those will end up as podcast giveaways. Some of those, what was I gonna say? For me? No.
I was going to say a few things. She ran wild in there.
That's not true. Some of them will become shop samples because I tried to pick products that we were going to order the yarn for, or the things that were going to be available in our shop later. So
yeah, we did, prior to heading out there, we did set some meetings with some specific people that we very much wanted to either place orders with or just talk further with. But yeah, we had a pretty good idea in mind of the direction we'd be going once the floor opened on Friday.
All right, let's start with this one. You want to hold it? It's the Koigu pencil box.
Koigu.
This is the
KPPM.
The twist.
KPPM.
I think they had color names, but I don't think there's a color name on this. They didn't have a specific pattern for it, but there are a lot of really fun ones.
Yeah, it's otherwise the fingering weight yarn.
So that was at the sample it. We have an Emma's Yarn Bahama Breeze shawl kit.
Very nice.
Very nice. And I liked the solid colors. This one they have shown in a variegated and a solid, 2 solids, but I really liked all the solids because this shows up so much more. So there's that. We have, there's a new pattern called Downward Flow by Grace Ackern. And we have, we can't see my Ravelry kit code. This is Molly Girl yarn, Rockstar Sport. And I also, you can see a trend. I'm liking the solid colors, but don't worry, I have some other, the label's upside down. Rockstar Sport, 100% American superwash merino. So that is a cute little kit. We also have some Space Cadet, a kit for a hat with some thrumming in there. It looks like thrumming. I'm not sure. I mean, usually there's fiber in here for both, but usually those little speckles are thrummed, but it might be carried through there. And it comes with a pom-pom maker for those cute pom-poms. And then 2 colors of yarn. And is there a stitch marker in there too? Oh, no, it's like a little toggle to attach to your pom-pom so that you can take it on and off if you want to wash your hat. That
Oh, that's cool.
is cool. We need to get some of those. That's pretty genius. And then they do things like they'll put a pattern code on the back.
Oh, I see how it works.
Don't steal my pattern code. Don't screen grab that and steal it, because I need it.
I'll see if I can blur it.
Okay, that's good.
See if I can learn a new trick.
All right, I flashed it really fast, so that's a cute little kit. I really like that. Also, I got these pearl and loop pendant necklace kits. He's looking, there's a FedEx truck out there he's really excited about, so
Oh boy.
if he stops paying attention, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I'm thinking he's not that interested in these necklaces I got, but I think they're cute.
Yeah, I wasn't...
So, like I said, these can be giveaways. So that is really neat. So it's a round weaver art loom, a tiny little loom that you put thread in and weave yourself a little necklace. So there's different sizes and different woods. I thought those were fun. Maybe I did run a little wild. I don't think so. I didn't buy everything.
Not for lack of trying.
Okay, stop it. Then we've got some forbidden fiber, a shawl kit, California Waves or Kalara. California Waves by Afifa or Kalara by Amba O'Brien. There's two tiny little photos there. I'm not showing them that well. The card fell in front of it. This is Gluttony Sock, Superwash Merino and Nylon. And a couple of fun different colors there. And I got the Shannon Jean shawl or cowlet. This is cute. Look at the baubles on that. That's baubles in the solid sock by Knitted Wit and the mohair. Look at this mohair. It's like cotton candy. This is Fairy Floss, and this is their sock weight, Superwash Merino Nylon in pollen. So I thought, once again, that is a really cute shawl or cowl. I think I should make one. Or you should make one. Okay. Do I have anything else from this sample?
I hope not. I'm running out of counter over here.
Oh, I do. I got some more Jewel, the shawl pins and leather clasps. She was there, and they had a sample pack of their bees and butterflies. So there's a bee shawl pin, a bee. What are these called? Like, there is a specific name for these types.
A brooch?
No, penannular. Penannular. A penannular brooch. Is it brooch or brooch?
Brooch.
Seriously? Have you had discussions about this?
No, it's brooch.
There's a butterfly penannular. There's a butterfly shawl pin. And then there are these butterfly clasps. So, those will be available. I think that's all in there. Those were mine. And then some of the vendors, most of them don't have cash and carry, which is what you do at like a regular Fiber Fest, where you go up to the booth and you buy things. Well, this is mainly you just go up to the booth and you look at the product and then you order the quantity that you want. Some of them did bring cash and carry, which means we were able to get some things right away for the store. And some of those things include...
Look at this back.
The fairy floss. Some of the fairy floss. No, this is not fairy floss. This is Motown lace weight mohair from Molly Girl. So some of the mohair from Molly Girl. Some of the... Lots of mohair from Molly Girl.
Out of control.
I wasn't out of control. Then I did get some Knitted Wit sock in fun colors for you. Oh, there's more Molly Girl mohair. Woo! And then also, I got a lot of Emma's yarn mohair. Are you ready for this? Ooh, I'm excited about this one. Look at that one. This one is the color that I did my lollipop. My boy lollipop. This is the iguana, but in mohair.
This is another
beautiful.
one.
Look at this lovely pink and green. It's still coming out of here.
I'm just putting it in my lap.
I just bought a little bit of mohair.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit of mohair. So that's that. We will price that, sticker it, and put it out on the shelves for you to come and get.
We're going to be busy tomorrow.
Yes.
Cool. I need price points.
I'm not going to tell you right now. Okay.
Give me that bag so I can put this stuff back.
All right. Then we ordered, what did we order? We ordered new Cat Wrinkle stuff. We ordered Molly Girl yarns, Knitted Wit, Space Cadet.
Emma's yarn reorder.
Emma's.
Did we do Forbidden Fibers?
Forbidden Fibers.
Yes. Did we mention Ashford?
Oh yeah, we have some loom kits from Ashford coming.
Yeah, the sample it kits.
Which is they look really neat. They're kind of like, it's not like it is. Is it a rigid heddle? It
No.
is. There is.
No, they do have rigid heddles though.
It is though. Rigid heddle is a type of loom, not a brand.
Yeah.
So I think it is. We'll find.
The rigid heddles that they had were like the next biggest
There
size.
were bigger ones.
They had literally.
But this was like a 16-inch. You could either get 10-inch or 16-inch.
Yes.
And you can put it on a stand.
The stand is separate, optional.
And weave with it. So those are some fun kits that we got in. Is this all gonna fit in? Because I took it out of 2 bags. I think it's all gonna fit in one bag.
I'm making it work.
All right. So it was a whirlwind. We really only spent one day and one morning there. It was a whirlwind of activity and visiting booths.
It was cool, and catching up with friends and just having a good time.
Yeah, it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
do you have a finished object?
I do have a finished object. And
Tell
we've
me
talked
about
about
your
everything TNNA. There's
Yeah.
nothing else we need to cover. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have finished the Haran Mezcal. That's the back. There we go.
That's lovely.
It's still a little damper. I'd put it on. Like, it's...
I don't see why that's stopping you.
Don't mess it up. It's too pretty. So we were at TNNA, and I was working on that, and I really wanted to get it done, hopefully in time for the podcast, so I would have a finished object. And I finally got to the length that I needed it to be 27 inches, and I did my last rows. I got to the bind off, and I read ahead, and it's a 3-needle bind off. And of course, since I was out of town and we were traveling, I only had the needle that I'd been knitting it on. I did not have needles 2 and 3 to use for a 3-needle bind off. But the Chiaogu booth was right there, and they did have some cash and carry, just
Yeah,
various
very
tips
limited
and
amount, yeah.
limited, sure, but yeah, they did have precisely what the pattern called for that I needed. So
They were able to help you out.
on the one hand, I could have been patient and waited another day or so till I got home, till I got back to the rest of my needles, and I could have done it then, or I could have just got the instant satisfaction of getting the needles right then and there and finishing it before I got home, which is what I did.
He did it on the plane on the way back.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yep, that
So
is done.
you do.
Yeah.
Tell us about that cowl. Who designed that?
That is the Hieronymus cowl by Cecilia Campuchiaro.
Yes.
And you picked up the pattern when you were at the Hill Country Weavers Retreat.
Mm-hmm. And that is sequence knitting.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about your experience with sequence knitting.
Well, it was interesting casting on for it because I had not done the cast on for it previously.
It was a provisional
cast on. The knitting itself, it was okay. It got a little tedious. It was a lot of knit 7, purl 7. There was an increase on one side and decrease on the other, so it kind of went diagonal.
That's what makes it slant.
Mm-hmm.
And then the knit 7, purl 7, you wouldn't always end on a 7, would you? You'd have to turn it, finish your 7, and then go knit 7, purl 7.
Well, basically, whenever you would alternate the colors, and whenever I was starting with the gray, I would know that I have to start with a knit 8 before I go to the 7 sequence. And then if I was starting with the black, I would start with a knit 5 before going to the 7 sequence, and it was just super straightforward.
Knit 7, purl 7, knit 7, purl 7. But chopping it up at the end is what gives you not just straight checkers or stripes. It's what gives you this different pattern, and that is the sequence. So you don't always finish the sequence at the end of the row. It's not knit 7, purl 7, knit 7, purl 7. You have to flip it. You'll end on a knit 3.
Right, exactly.
And you have to flip it and
well,
finish.
I mean, you do the knit 3, but then do your increase or decrease depending, and then slip the last one and then turn it.
Then finish your sequence. Yeah. So sequences don't end at the end of the row; they continue on all the way through, kind of like a spiral, I guess. Like
kinda,
yeah. And that is the brilliance of sequence knitting and math and Cecilia Campuchiaro.
Please don't say the M word.
Math?
Stop.
And then you can kind of see the seam right there.
Yes.
But it's subtle.
Yeah, I was pondering for a minute if I should seam it with the black instead of the gray, because that kind of makes the obvious gray, but I don't think the black would have helped.
Yeah, it's more obvious the top of the, so this is, he seamed it like this because the top of your 3 needle bind off is going to have a ridge. So it's the same either way. But just know that one side is your inside and one side is your outside. Yeah,
it's basically reversible, other than the seam.
Yeah, and it is, what kind of yarn is it?
It is Woolfolk. It is Far, which is the worsted weight base.
So it's very soft. Merino?
Yes.
Is it merino? I think they use some sort of magical sheep.
Alchemy or something. I'm not really sure.
Even softer than merino. I don't. I think they only eat organic hay and grass and are pampered.
Bespoke
every
organic.
Day. Yeah, massaged. Yeah.
They've got sake in the troughs for drinking. Wait, that's something else. That's
koyu beef.
That's koyu beef.
So do you have any other finished objects?
Finished objects? No. I did do a handful of swatches for the shop. I'm done with those. You know what? Actually, I do have something that might be a little interesting. Okay, so I did 2 samples of Daisy from Knit 1 Crochet 2 because I mentioned it previously. They threw an extra skein in the box.
What is Daisy?
Daisy is a linen hemp silk blend. It's DK weight.
Yeah.
And they threw an extra skein in the box. They're like, hey, if you'd like to, you can knit a couple of swatches up, leave one as is, block the other, so you can show the difference before and after, how it is before blocking and then how it softens up after. So this is the one before blocking. It's just kind of like, it is what it is.
Because linen is notoriously rough.
And it's like curling up on the sides, and it still has a definite texture to it.
Because it's a plant fiber. It's like hay. So
this is after blocking it. And I just did a very straightforward, just in the sink, 15 minutes, wrap in a towel, lay flat to dry. And there's a pretty big difference before and after.
It's hard to see on camera. You really
Yeah,
have to touch
I mean,
it.
yeah, you can see how like that's curling up on the edges still, and this is just perfectly flat and smooth.
Well, that's blocking anything.
Yeah. But I mean, it feels noticeably different
It's
too.
much softer, smoother, nicer to wear. Doesn't feel quite like hay anymore. So, cool.
Yep.
I don't technically have any finished knitwear, but I did finish spinning this fiber that I got at Fiberfest 2 years ago. This was the last of it. I finally finished it. There's more at home, so I can finally knit something with it. It's got a lot of stellina in it. And a lot, I think it's just merino and stellina, like a silvery. Fun to spin, hopefully fun to knit and wear. So that's my finished. What are you working on?
I'm working on a few different things. Y'all saw the sock snake that Amy was so kind to make for me on the sock machine. I'm going to be learning soon afterthought, heel, toe, all that jazz. In the meantime, I just switched yesterday afternoon. These socks I've been working on, I just switched it to circular because I'm about to do a Fish Lips Kiss heel on it, and I'm probably maybe half an inch out, maybe less.
Are you going to use an alternating color or just go with the yarn?
I was just going to go with the yarn, though. Honestly,
Cool.
I hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought.
I think you should just go with the yarn.
Yeah, just see what it does.
And what yarn is that?
And this is Lollipop yarn. The color is...
Not to be confused with the Lollipop sweater.
No. The color is called Irish Lullaby. This is it right there. And then what else?
Oh, we did. We ordered more Toft crochet kits, too.
We did, yes. We're going
I saw your dinosaur stitch marker, and that reminded me they have new dinosaur kits.
It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, we are. We're bringing in. I specifically wanted to bring in some kits because one of our new instructors, Kristen, has offered to teach a crochet class using a Toft kit. So I wanted to get some of those specifically, and then we're over there and it's like, hey, let's just get all of it. And then also, I haven't really made much of any progress on it because I was so focused on getting the shop sample done and other things done, swatches done, but I am working on a sweater right now. It's top-down raglan. It's called Honthome or something like that. So I'm not too far into it. I'm just doing my raglan increases right now. It's hard to see. The yarn is Madeline Tosh work sock, and the color is toner cartridge. So, yeah, that should look pretty nice when that gets done. What?
You slammed it down on the counter right in front of the mic.
They're used to it by now. So that's more or less what I have going right now, and I've finally got to a point where I can refocus on socks after doing all these other things. How about you? What are you up to?
I am also knitting a top-down raglan, and I had a class Saturday morning with Kate Atherley, technical editing for patterns, and she was lamenting about how we need to just stop knitting sock weight top-down raglans. Both of us are knitting sock weight.
In fairness, work sock is sport weight.
But I was knitting it right in front of her too.
I hope you looked her dead in the eye while you're doing it.
I did make a comment too. She's nice. But yeah. Anyway, this is some fiber seed sprout sock, which we also ordered.
Yeah, we actually, Fiber Seed was at DFW Fiber Fest. Some of y'all probably saw them out there, and at which point...
Yeah, and I bought this at Fiber Fest, so
right.
it's stash yarn.
Yeah, and Caitlin was in the other day, and
I bought it, but not recently.
Right.
So it doesn't count.
Okay.
And
Caitlin was in the shop recently, and I was talking about it, and she was like, yeah, when she was over there, she kept telling Jordan of Fiber Seed, go over to West 7th Wool and introduce yourself, go over there. And finally he did show up.
Was she matchmaking?
I guess so.
Oh.
Yeah, she's always looking out for us.
So I am knitting. I'm knitting a Andrea Mowry pattern. This is the So Faded, but I am just using one yarn. So really, all I used from the pattern was the cast on. Because after that, I just kind of made it my own. I did my own decreases wherever I wanted to put them. And the cool thing about top-down raglan is you can try it on. So, I think Kate Atherley, her objection is that it doesn't always fit everybody very well in the shoulders because we are not built symmetrical like a raglan is symmetrical. And then also these stitches over time start to pull and drag and just get stretched out of shape. But I started mine. I like it because I can try it on. And then right around the waist area, I started to do a 3-1 ribbing. And I decided about an inch or two down, why am I purling 3? So I turned it inside out and I started knitting it the other direction, where I can just knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1. So I'm knitting the ribbing inside out, and I will have where I turned, I'll have a little tiny hole to go back in and kind of sew up. But I don't care because I can go much faster knitting than purling. And then every time I try it on, I'm like, oh, just maybe 1 more inch, and then I'll try it on. Just 1 more inch, and then I'll try it. I did that all day Saturday and a little bit of Sunday. No, all day Sunday. Just 1 more inch. I'm going to try it on. Just 1 more inch. So this is almost finished. Then I will pick up a neckline, maybe a little tutu ribbing, and then I'm going to do little short sleeves, cap sleeves in garter stitch. So it's not a So Faded anymore. It's whatever you want it to be. So you have permission to do that, to take a pattern that you've already done that you like and modify it.
That's basically what I do every time I do socks. You just kind of use what you learn as the baseline that you can potentially riff off of.
Which is what the new Mason-Dixon field guide is all about this time. It's the Wanderlust. And they give you they give you a toe-up pattern and a cuff-down pattern, and then they give you a bunch of different
stitch
variations, and then you just run wild. So do we still have some of those?
Yeah, we do.
We still have some copies here. So that is, we have some things to give away. So we had 31 comments, which is great for us. You guys did a good job. 31 comments. The question was, what was your favorite shawl pattern to knit? Because we are giving away a original shawl and cow cuff by Knox Mountain Knit Company. It's a leather shawl cuff. Very neutral. We'll go with any of your shawls. So we had 31. Are you pulling it up? I'm going to put in 31 on my random number generator. We ready?
Go.
Generate. Ooh, you're going to have to count down to 27.
Okay. The winner is Tony Broadwater.
Very good. Congratulations, Tony. What is that face you're making?
Sometimes they tell me that I need to be more enthusiastic and excited.
I think that was only once, and that was from Sandra.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to bring it every episode.
All right. Congratulations, Tony. If you see this before we get a chance to contact you, just give us an email or call the shop and tell us if you'd like to come pick this up or if you'd like us to mail it to you. We're happy to do that. Okay. Our next giveaway, I've already decided, and I haven't even told Hunter, so.
Well, let's see how this goes.
All right. Will you hand me the Space Cadet hat kit? I think we're giving that away.
Hat.
Yep, that's it.
This is it.
It is a bespeckle hat kit with pom-pom maker and that cool toggle charm for your pom-pom. Get ahead on your winter knitting.
Get ahead
And I think the question will be,
what of the things that we got at TNNA that we mentioned, what are you most excited about that is going to be coming into the shop?
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a great question. I really put him on the spot with that too.
She
Had you
just
been
turned
thinking
around
about
and
that?
stared. I thought it kind of popped in my head as we were talking
As we were
about
talking
it.
about good on the fly.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go.
Okay. So let us know which new TNNA product that we have talked about or brand that we have talked about are you excited to see at the shop.
There we go.
All right. Leave us a comment and come see us sometime.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.